Hello there and welcome to the second episode of Payks and Mora's EverTech Fantasy Footy Recap.
Simon, big show tonight, a lot to get through, a special interview with our first guest, the Bagel Man Glick.
Well, yes, we're here at the lovely Bush Inn Hotel here in Hawkesbury. Very big thank you then for hosting us for our second episode. Our first episode obviously proved popular enough that we got to double our output.
Was good. Mara, welcome back. Lucky to be here, happy to be here. Big week.
Yes, almost universal acclaim for our first episode, wasn't it?
It was. I'm really looking forward to getting into this one tonight. Lot to get through.
Yeah, well, we saw almost, well, not quite almost half. We saw a couple of games going the first weekend. How's your team placed, Payks?
I think we're all right. We've got only the two players playing. We haven't scored all right. We've scored okay. Stephen Hill, big surprise with the 90. The 16 players coming home this week with 7 games. I reckon I'm well placed. How about you?
So yeah, that's definitely more players playing next week than this week. I think with 5 players to 1 in the last game, I'm going to come home with quite a wet sail. So if I was Langer, I'd be very worried. I'm going to put some runs on the board, Langer. Anyway, like you said, there's a big show coming up, so get stuck straight into it. Let's do it. Well, Payks, I want to talk to you first of all about some less good news. I know there's a whole stack of coaches out there for whom the first couple of games were just not that pleasant.
No, certainly not. Not so much what's happened on the field. A few injuries, but nothing too severe. But it's the big injuries that have happened off the field to guys that are significant players in their sides.
Absolutely. Well, on the field, as you mentioned, there was some problems for Slavic with Michael Cry just can't cut a break, eh?
No, he can't.
Well, he can cut one. So, thank you. I just thought of that.
He's pretty unlucky. I mean, he's had a full knee reconstruction in the pre-season last year. He's come back probably fitter and fresher than ever, and goes down with a break in the arm, possibly because he didn't go to ground under the new rules. It's very unlucky, very unfortunate.
I do feel moderately responsible as the coach of Tendai Mazungu. I did instruct him to go hard with the hips, so apologies to Michael Cry and Slavic for that one. Some other problems there. We've got Lawrence, Greg and Tull all have problems. Lawrence with Stevie J, Greg with Darren Sanderlands, who just keeps getting more and more injured, and Tull with his first pick. In fact, 2 first picks there with Johnson and Tull's Matty Boyd.
Well, I think on the Sanderlands point, he's been seriously injured the last couple of seasons, and this isn't, to me, doesn't come as a huge surprise. Fortunately for Greg, though, with Sanderlands playing such a key role as we discussed last week, it could hurt him. But luckily, he's got that back up in the big cocks.
The massive cocks. Well, we've got 2, like I said, 2 first-round draft picks. How much do you reckon that is going to affect? Who was it? Tull and Lawrence.
Well, it's going to have the first pick on the first game is going to have absolutely no effect on Lawrence because he was Stevie J suspended anyway. Wasn't going to play, but with Matty Boyd out, his first pick from the midfield, makes a big difference in what could be a really close game.
And you're devastated about that, aren't you?
I am just shattered.
But obviously there was some problems for Ween as well with Ballantyne, just the pest. Got another week.
He's probably the most annoying player on any AFL list in the competition. Does some stupid things. Great player though if he's on side.
And not a bad dream teamer as well. Well, at least the good news there relative good news for Slavic was that he at least got 80 points out of the crowd.
Yeah, it's good it wasn't in the first 5 minutes of the game.
So, well, you've got to find the silver lining. Well, to all the coaches who have sustained injuries, we wish you all the best for the coming weeks. To all the people who are playing you this week, I hate you. And to everyone who's just not affected by it, let's move on to the next segment.
Let's do it.
Well, Payks, I've got to ask you this. How does it happen that there is a forward out there who played 16 games last year, kicked 22 goals, is very likely to play as many games this year? Like I said, he's a forward. And in 504 picks, not one of us took him. How is it that none of us have Ashton Hams?
It's a significant number of picks to let someone like that slide. He kicked 3 goals on the weekend. He started the first quarter. He was the real flame that really ignited for West Coast. Got them going while they were up. everyone is crying out for a forward, and I think with Hand playing at West Coast this year now with McCrath and Nikoski's still on the injury list, they are, we all are just, how? I cannot answer that. It's mind-boggling. It's baffling.
I can't explain it either. I mean, it's he's a player that does attract a lot of attention. He gets a lot of free touches. I mean, it's very difficult for the average size player to tackle him around the shoulders, so he does get a lot of free kicks.
Tackling below the shoulders. So I've got another question. Obviously, coming up through the middle of the season, we'll have a mid-season draft. He's surely going to be someone who will be sitting right up the top of that list, along with Stephen Wilson. And with that high average, surely he's going to be early. So I pose the question to the rest of the league: who wants Hams come the mid-season draft? Who wants him? He's going to be there. It's going to be one of those things that maybe you want to take for 10 weeks before you get him. I won't be, but maybe.
Well, there comes a point where a lot of teams are going to need that forward who's going to get game time. He's going to get shots on goal.
And even if it's a depth forward, I don't know why he's going to average 80 having him as a depth player on the bench, but Ashton Hams, get after him.
Well, it does say a lot for the talent in this draft pool. I must say that such a player would go unselected in 500 picks,
especially after Mitch Morton.
Did Mitch Morton get picked?
Yeah, some idiot's got him.
That is a... Who is it, by the way?
It's the one sitting on this couch.
Yeah, I was going to say Payks. That's just... that's going to look worse and worse as the season goes on.
Yeah, I don't know. He's a Premiership player, though.
Anyway, I'd say enough of this negativity. Let's get on to our winner of the week. Well, we are sitting here with our winner of the week. He is the bagel man himself, Ron Click. Congratulations, Ron.
Thank you, Mara. It's it's a real honour to be the first guest on the show. Adam.
Ron, welcome.
Thank you.
How does it feel? Tell the viewers out there, how does it feel to be the first winner of the week?
Oh look, I mean, I'm only versing Shawbo, so it's like it's like beating an ant. The wind's in the bag, really.
I mean, Elliot, he said that, not me. Right?
Yeah. Well,
so like our videos.
That was not scripted.
Like our videos, and you'll get on one day.
Now,
more importantly, how does it feel to be the first guest on the show?
I mean, it's a special feeling. I mean, when Maury invited me on to be the guest, I thought this was, everyone wants to be a guest on this show, and to be the first, to pop that cherry.
Now, we obviously have to speak a bit about why you are the winner of the week.
Yeah, because I don't know why. Obviously, I haven't won anything.
Well, you haven't won anything, but...
You're not scoring a 0 in round 1 either. Hopefully.
In terms of the first 2 games, we're talking about the coach of Ben Howlett and Michael Barlow. They had just sensational games. And Ben Howlett in particular was picked up outside the top 150. How did you get that? How did we let him slip so far?
I remember, I think it might have been Big Footy or something, but I just remember reading somewhere that he was going to have a particularly good season. Somebody just rated, we had a very good pre-season, been training well, so I had him marked down as a player to pick, and it came to my pick around 155 or 160, and I needed a mid, and I saw that he was still there, and that's how it always is for these players, you just kind of pick them as they come.
Obviously, you've done a lot more research and maybe Ben Howlett didn't even enter my thought of
that was really the extent of my research, because some of the other picks.
Well, not all of your Bombers picks did pay off. You've also got Brennan Goddard in the back line.
Yeah, what do you think is going to happen? Is he going to pick up?
Well, no one walks into a new team and just scores 150 off the bat, so it's obviously going to take a couple of weeks. When he starts to pick up, I reckon him and Howlett could be a great combination.
Yeah.
One of the other Essendon picks you had did pay off. Let's talk about David Myers.
Davey Myers, what a spike. Because I had him about 3 years ago, and he's utterly useless. So I'm actually hoping to trade him after round 1.
Well, with an average of 80, or what?
With a defender with an average of 80, I should get something for him.
And how about Michael Barlow? Got slipped through the top 50.
Yeah,
maybe surprising.
I just noticed that he was there with an average of like 96 when I picked him. Played every game last year. I think everyone thinks that he has this injury, but he played every game. The average almost 100, so he's reliable. Why not?
No harm in that.
And your tip for your second half of the week, which is more than half really, it's 7/9 of the week against England.
Well, I mean, does it matter? It's Elliot.
Well, we heard Chris Judd today say that 4 points at the start of the season are more valuable than 4 points at the end of the season.
Yeah.
So maybe drawing Elliot in the first week.
Yeah, I mean, I really haven't looked at it. Who do I have coming up playing? I've got like Kieran Jack. I've got some other decent players.
Mitch Robinson tomorrow night.
Mitch Robinson tomorrow night.
7G on 5, Mitch.
I don't have any players from Richmond, but
Lucky.
yeah.
That might not be such a bad thing, Ron.
Yeah, I mean, you'd like, but it might pay off.
Well, from Payks and myself, unfortunately we don't have a great trophy to offer you or anything like that.
But just being here.
You can have a bit more beer.
Thank you.
We'll say congratulations and hopefully we'll see you in this segment again soon.
Thanks, boys.
Well, Payks, as Dream Teamers, we definitely know the value of a number, and this is hopefully a segment that will become quite regular.
Yes, but the lucky number, we hopefully will give it some legs. This week I've made the decision on the number, maybe next week it'll be you, but this week's number is definitely the number 7, and it's a compelling case as to why.
Well, talk us through, Payks.
Well, Mora, 7 games, played round 1, the first one. We've got 7 happy coaches at the end of this round, barring a draw, down 4.
I'd be happy with the draw.
Well,
No, you're right, there won't be a draw.
there won't be a draw, so there'll be 7 happy coaches. And there'll be 7 coaches heading back to the drawing board to work out where things went wrong.
Is there anyone that you're particularly predicting will be one of those happy or unhappy coaches?
No, I'm not going to make any predictions at this stage.
I'm pretty certain Langer is going to be one of the unhappy coaches.
I think Ron seems confident he might be one of those happy ones as well. So we'll just wait and see what happens. But anyway, on to the next part of the number. Who doesn't love Lenny Hayes? The number 7 of the Saints.
Lenny, the best number 7.
Everyone loves Lenny.
What a Lenny.
And I think the last one.
I meant to say what a legend.
What a Lenny or what a legend, same thing.
Might as well be.
And I think the last one's probably one that's close to your heart, Mora. About his contract. 7 noughts in the back of it, I reckon. Might just bump him up over the line somewhere.
7-digit contract for Buddy Franklin.
7-digit contract for Franklin.
I'll pay that. Thanks a lot, Payks. Hopefully I do get to choose the number next week. Well, Payks, we've come to the end of our second episode. Hopefully we'll get slightly better reviews than last time. I'm going for the 100% like rate next time.
We certainly hope so. Hopefully to everyone out there, good luck for the rest of the season. Good luck for the rest of the round. Continue on to the season. We'll see you next week.